Today, we're diving into the surprising science of a tidy home. And believe me, it's about so much more than just appearances. We're going to look at how this simple act of cleaning can actually have a profound, scientifically backed impact on your mental well-being. So let's explore how your space is literally shaping your mind. You know that feeling, right? You sit down, ready to work, or maybe just relax, and you look around at the mess, and suddenly you just feel stuck. That wave of stress or that total inability to focus, yeah, you are definitely not just imagining it. That feeling is 100% real. In fact, there's a ton of research that confirms this super powerful connection between our surroundings and our mental state. So let's break down what is actually happening inside your brain when it's surrounded by clutter. All right, so first up, let's get right into the direct cognitive hit. How does a disorganized space literally affect your brain's ability to think and function? Well, a recent study from Princeton University wanted to test this exact question. So they got a bunch of high school students to take a standardized math test in two very different settings. As you can see, on one side, you've got this clean, organized workspace, and on the other, a desk that was specifically designed to be cluttered and distracting. So what happened? The results showed a really clear trend. In that organized room, students tried more questions, and, you guessed it, they got more of them right. Now, while the numbers weren't so different they'd be called statistically significant, the direction is undeniable. Performance just tended to dip in that cluttered space. It's like our brains have limited bandwidth and clutter just eats it all up. But this is the finding that really blew me away. Beyond just test scores, the researchers asked the students how they felt. And a staggering 85% of them said they felt more stressed out in the disorganized room. And that's the key, right? Even if you think you're pushing through the mess, your body is probably screaming, "I'm stressed." Which brings us to our next point. So let's talk about the biology behind that feeling of stress. It really all boils down to one specific hormone that gets triggered by our surroundings. And yep, that hormone is cortisol. You've probably heard of it. It's the body's main alarm system, our primary stress chemical. It's absolutely essential for survival, getting you ready for that fight or flight response. The problem is, our brains can start to see a chronically messy home as a kind of low-grade, non-stop threat. So how does that even happen? Well, a messy space just bombards our brain with way too much information, making it impossible to focus. Every pile of mail, every stack of dishes, it's a constant, nagging, visual reminder of jobs left undone. This creates this feeling of being out of control, which keeps those cortisol levels high and leaves you feeling totally drained both mentally and physically. Okay, so we've established that clutter equals stress. But where can a little bit of tidying make a real, tangible difference? Well, one of the biggest areas is something we all need more of: sleep. Get this, according to the National Sleep Foundation, people who make their bed every morning are 19% more likely to report getting a good night's sleep on a regular basis. I mean, come on, that is a simple 2-minute task with a huge payoff. It's like it sends a signal to your brain. In the morning, the day has begun, and at night, a tidy bed says it's time to rest. This is just a perfect example of how these tiny habits can have a massive impact. A decluttered bedroom is just less stimulating. Clearing off your nightstand, getting that laundry pile off the floor, even dusting to improve the air you breathe, it all creates a calmer space that lets your brain and those cortisol levels finally chill out. Okay, but what if you're looking at all the mess and feeling so overwhelmed you just don't know where to start? I get it. Luckily, there's a simple psychological trick for that, and it's designed to boost both your focus and your motivation. It's called the 5-minute rule, and it is honestly a game changer. The whole idea is to take all the pressure off. You're not tackling the whole house. You're not even cleaning the whole room. You're just tidying one single spot for 5 minutes. That's it. And when that timer dings, you have full permission to stop. So why does this little trick work so well? It all comes down to brain chemistry. It provides an instant, visible reward. You see a chaotic spot become orderly, and your brain releases dopamine. That's the feel-good chemical linked to pleasure and motivation. That tiny hit of accomplishment often gives you the momentum to keep going. But hey, even if it doesn't, you've still made progress. Now, we do need to add a bit of nuance here, because this is really important. While cleaning is clearly good for us, there is a point where a helpful habit can cross a line and become a harmful compulsion. The key difference really is all about how it makes you feel. Healthy cleaning leaves you feeling satisfied, relaxed, and in control. But excessive cleaning, that feels like a frantic obligation. The anxiety doesn't actually go away after you clean, and any tiny little mess can cause major distress. The goal is for the habit to serve you, not for you to become a servant to the habit. This quote just nails it, doesn't it? It really gets to the heart of everything we've talked about. Our external world isn't separate from our internal one, so often it's a direct reflection of it. When you take control of the physical space you can actually see and touch, you are, in a very real way, organizing your own mind. So, I'll leave you with this question. Forget about the entire house for a second. Don't even think about a whole room. Based on everything we've just talked about, what's just one small thing, one drawer, one shelf, one little corner that you can straighten up today to give your mind just a little more space to breathe?